Done.
So the funny part is one time Shaylee and I did this and we were recording and we had a couple minutes before we did it and we had all this stuff and Sherry's like, oh my God, you guys are funny. She's like, I'm putting that in there.
Yeah.
She didn't, but it was pretty funny.
Telling you, blooper reels are the best.
Yeah. Okay,
right.
So we're go time. Got the recording. Let's hit the start button and we're ready to roll, right?
We are. Gotta fix my hair, look a little pretty. All right, I'm starting my timer. Last time hair was in my mouth. Hi, and thank you for joining us for Winging It to Winning It in the Influential Zone. We're doing a quick edit. I have to move my camera. All right, now I can see, not because it makes me look straight into the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, restart, reset your timer.
Oh, God, good call. Reset. Sorry about that. Okay, I won't screw up anymore. Promise.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right.
And realize if you do screw up, think about how we can edit it. They can come in and cut it.
Or we're human and it's okay.
Yeah, well, no, there's that too, totally. But just realize you don't have to give up.
Yeah. If I screw up this time, I'm just going to do what I do when I'm in a live setting.
There you go.
Just carry on. Carry on. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
And start. Hi, and thank you for joining us for Winging It to Winning It in the Influential Zone. My name is Karla Roberdew, and I am blessed to be one of the founding members of CRT with Michael Mayer, one of his certified referral trainers. And I'm also a director of operations and real estate agent in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for an amazing team, the Chris Fritsch team, where we're a team of 12. And we did last year about 250 closed transactions for about 85 million. And I'm lucky to be teaming up with my friend and my fellow CRT member, Neal Smith.
Hi, everyone. Neal Smith here. And so Karla and I actually met at CRT. And man, we were talking about this earlier. It was so stressful and so exciting. And it was so much fun. And we learned so much. And it's so cool to be back with Karla doing something. It's going to be fun. So I'm a lender in Sacramento, California. I've been doing loans for a long time now. I have a team behind me. We are in both California, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona. We do forward and reverse mortgages. We have NKS Financial, and we're a branch of Finance of America. So Michael came to me the other day and said, Neal, I just talked to Karla. You guys got to talk. You guys are doing some of the same stuff. You guys got to talk. I'm telling you, you guys need to do something for RMS. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And he goes, just reach out to her and you guys figure that out and we'll get going with it. Well, it was pretty cool. I'm glad that he did that. And because Karla and I have been going in different parallel paths, but a little different little spins and twists and stuff like that. And we were able to come up with something, a tool that's going to help you so much in getting more influence. I promise you that. And I don't know if you've ever had your day where you're going, oh my God, what did I do? And you felt a little disheveled. You realize you really just did way too much paperwork and you really did your day on basically without intention. And we're here to solve that. I tell you what, and I think you're going to be in for a treat.
And we are going to come at you fast and furious with some information. And don't worry, we'll be able to give you this wonderful tool that we have and even more information after our training is complete. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on setting a daily plan on how to stay in the influential zone, which we know if you're in the influential zone, you're making money, right? And how much of our time are we supposed to be in the influential zone?
Well, Michael says 80% in the book, and I've done it a few times and I about keeled over the next day and I needed a vacation. So realize you have to understand where you're at. And I've coached a lot of people on this, is that if you could go from just, 1 hour of your day to in the influential zone to 2, that will have an amazing impact in your life. I promise you.
Absolutely. It's that compound effect. Just slowly keep adding to it until you get to where you need to be. So we're going to look at setting a goal. A lot of us set a goal for the year, right? And we're like, okay, I have these big goals. I'm super excited. Here I go. And you start off great. And as the months go by, you start to trail off, right? And then you get to September and you're like, oh my gosh, I am nowhere near my goal. Maybe I should just set a new one. We're not doing that this year. We're going to take your yearly goal. We're going to chunk that down into smaller bits so that way it's more manageable and you can stay consistent throughout your day. So what does this look like on a daily basis for you to be in the influential zone? For me, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, I want to work 7 hours throughout the day, not 10, not 12. Sorry, I'm getting older. I want to work 7. Okay. But I want to spend 50% of my day in the influential zone. That's more than what I'm doing right now. I'm going to keep adding on to that. But I need to stop and think, and I need to think, one, what are the tactics that's going to get me to this 50%? How big of a stretch is this from my normal day-to-day? And what struggles am I going to come across doing this? I should think about this stuff in advance. So here I put together some examples. One, I'm going to think about a call and text list, right? Who am I going to be calling when I'm in the influential zone? Who am I going to send a text to prep myself for that call? You have to have that list organized and ready so you can be focused when you hit the phones. Secondly, I'm going to turn off all my distracting notifications. I love technology, but it can be the worst for me, the dinging and the ringing. So I'm turning off those distractions. Then I'm going to look at my schedule, realize I'm going to go to the gym in the morning, and why not stack that appointment, right? Take a past client with me. So now I am in the influential zone before I even get to work. And I'm enjoying it more because I'm with someone I like. Then I'm going to think to myself, all right, who is it that I need to bring into my life? Maybe I need to find a new CPA, right? That's what I need. As I'm talking to all these people in the influential zone, I need to be asking them, hey, who should I know? Who should I know that's an amazing CPA? Do you know anyone? And make that a part of my call. Then, of course, we're what generation? Generosity generation. We want to be bringing value to everybody that we touch in the influential zone. So I'm always thinking about what is that item of value that I'm going to bring to them today. And one of my examples is that I invite them to a training class. If they're like-minded like me, they want to join and learn more. And then I have a goal for my social media. Social media can be tough for me. I sometimes avoid it. And my goal is to make one post, business or personal, doesn't matter. I'm going to find 25 different items on my news feed that I'm going to comment, like, just reach out to people that way. Then I'm going to find 5 people that I can send a personal message to, and then find one item that I want to share and share to my group. And that's what my tactics look like.
So I love this because the social part of it is that sometimes people need a governor on their social because they're spending way too much time. And some people are the opposite. And what I love is this could be either a governor, right, or a goal. And I think that's brilliant. And now, so the neat thing about this document that you're going to get, it's a fillable PDF. So you're going to be able to type in the different stuff on the left, on the top left, and then you're going to be able to type in a basic schedule for you. And every day changes, right? So you can type in different things, but there's probably going to be some things that are repeatable. And so you'll be able to just keep that in there. And then what I do after this is I would print this out, and then you're going to fill out the rest of the form, but we'll get in that in a little bit. So you've started out your morning, right? You've gone to the gym, and you're going to the gym and meeting a past client. That's awesome. It could be a friend, what have you. That counts as influential zone before you even started work. That's really, really cool. And in Karla's case, she's driving a little bit to work. And so when she drives to work, she's listening to podcasts. Great. Well, also she's making phone calls, and that's the hour of power where you're calling your database or your gated community, right? And then you're going in, and at 9:30, she has her first and 10, the things that she needs to do first thing. Realize the first and 10 could be opening an escrow, it could be calling a new client or what have you. It's the things you need to get done first thing. And then you'll notice email, voicemail, power notes, then hour of power. And by the way, for those guys that don't know, a power note is a personal note, but we have a certain way that we teach about how to write those personal notes. Hour of power, that's again, calling your sphere, right? You could also, what I liked she added in here is, and I got something from her on this, is having a time block for writing in the different notes to your CRM. A lot of times people forget and they don't have those notes that are so important, but by allowing that time, you don't feel guilty about it. Lunch this particular day, lunch with nobody, but I tell you what, breaking bread with somebody, you could have easily taken the gym and you could have been a lunch with somebody. You could have flip-flopped that or done both and been more influential. One of the big things I learned from Michael is white space. I didn't really understand it at first. I'd been a time block guy beforehand, but I tell you what, I actually like to see more white space in a calendar because it's just a catch-all. And that's the idea of, you don't really have anything set in stone, but it's there just in case something happens. It could be more a new client, it could be more paperwork or what have you. And that's what the white space is about. You can see showing property, ending, driving home, and what have you. And I typically like to start with a start time and an end time in a day, but sometimes days get a little crazy. So why don't you add the little extra twist on the varsity soccer game, Karla?
Well, for me, I realized that I have 3 boys in soccer. I'm spending hours upon hours at soccer games. There's got to be a way that I can be more purposeful with this time. And so now, instead of sitting in the chair down at the end by the goalie, being the quiet soccer mom, now I don't even bring a chair and I'm walking the line and I'm talking to other parents and I'm getting to know the people that are in my community and my kids' friends as well. And some of the time I had, believe it or not, I had a tough time figuring out what to talk to them about. And so now we instituted where I bring a big bag full of blow pop suckers. And so that way, if someone gets heated at one of the soccer games and they should be keeping their mouth shut instead of yelling at a ref, I can go over, offer them up a blow pop sucker so they can keep their mouth shut and have something to talk with them about.
I love that. And again, first version, not influential zone. Second version definitely counts as influential zone. So the next step is what, Karla?
Well, it's my must do. This is the most important thing you need to do. Just simply put, write down the one thing you have to do before you can walk out that door for the day, and then make sure it's on your calendar. If you look at our 9:30 slot, in with my first and 10s, which are important things, is my must do.
Yeah, I love that. That's new to me too. I think that's really, really cool. So you've printed out this form, right? You wrote in your must do. You now are checking off your day and how you did. And then your actual is how much time did you put in the influential zone? So the gym, that counts for an hour of power, 30 minutes, 15 minutes on a first and 10 because you called about a client or what have you, or a new lead or what have you, whatever that was in there, that counts as well. Power notes don't count. Realize that, right? Also email, they don't count, does not count. It's the influential zone, right? Is when you're doing face-to-face, you're also doing an event or seminar or a phone call. Just realize that. And this
Live conversations.
Yeah, live conversations. Exactly. This particular case, 10:30 hour power didn't get done. Something else distracted, right? And then you go down to showing the Smiths at that hour and a half. That totally counts. Face-to-face time with them. And then finally, she turned a soccer game where she was a soccer mom on the corner to an hour and a half of influential zone. Super, super cool.
Now, here comes my analytical brain. So hold on. We have to know our numbers, right? You want to inspect what you're going to expect. And so we have a section on here called My Daily Score. And this is where you need to know your numbers. Very simple. 1, how many hours did you spend in the influential zone? Well, we had 4 hours and 45 minutes, right? How many hours did you actually work? I worked 8 hours. I was an overachiever that day, I guess. And then what percentage of your time are you actually in the influential zone? So how you figure that out, the formula is right down below. You take the hours you spent in the influential zone, divide that by the hours you worked during the day, and that's what gives you your percentage of how much you were in the influential zone, which was 59% for me. So I actually exceeded my goal, woohoo, and got 59%. But now there's one other thing that Neal brought to this, and I absolutely love this because we all know that emotions tie in with our physical being, that ties into our day. So tell us about the how do you feel?
So I'm an analytical guy, and in a lot of the people in this thinker analytical space, you analyze your day. I check 9 out of 10 boxes. I'm a rock star, what have you. But I really wanted to get out of that space, and I wanted to get into how do you feel, touch into your emotions. Like you might not have done very much influence that day, but you feel amazing because maybe it was reconnecting with a past client and it was just an amazing experience, right? You could have also had a huge action-packed day and maybe didn't feel as good about it. But I think just tapping into that emotion and how you felt is so, so important. And then you can start seeing reoccurring trends. And I just think it's so, so important. The last thing is the doodle box. I don't know about you guys, but I was looking at the doodle box going, what is this when I first saw it? So Karla, why don't you tell us about that?
This is my ADD brain. So all my ADD people out there who need a distraction, this is your spot for that distraction. You know, in all honesty, when I'm making my phone calls and I am super focused, I need a place to doodle. It just helps me focus even more. And so this was permission to myself to have that space. And so that's our sheet, our daily plan that we are offering up to you guys. It is a simple tool that you can institute right away. Implement it into your day today. And Neal, I heard you have a little something.
We have a little bit more. As we were going through this, I was sharing with Michael what's going on, and he was like, wow, you guys maybe should put a class together. So we're working on that. It's to be announced. We haven't started any of that. We wanted to get this part of it, but the idea around your day actually maybe starts with a couple months down to 1 month, or maybe starts with a year down to 1 month, down to a week, and so on and so forth. We just didn't have enough time to talk about it. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be us two teaching it. We're totally looking forward to it. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your RMS. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.